Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Wilsonville, Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market trends, ending this past Sunday, December 18th. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you as I always do. And we'll look at active listings first here. So in Wilsonville last week, I showed we only had 2 new properties kind of come on the market. So obviously, slower time of the year. You can kind of see it's been very slow over this past month in terms of new listings. End of the week with 48 homes in total on the market in Wilsonville, which is a slight low for the past 8 weeks here. And the median price in days on market for the active listings price has been pretty steady, as you can kind of see here. Hasn't moved a ton. Had a low of 680, and this last week was actually a slight high at 702 for the median price. And then days on market, after kind of having a low of 39 days, it's been kind of steadily increasing from there. This past week came in at 54 days of average market time now for the most recent 48 listings in Wilsonville. Moving along to pending sales. This last week, I showed we had 5 new pendings in Wilsonville, which is up from the prior couple weeks here, but kind of really, certainly within the range of kind of where it's been on a weekly basis. And ended the week with 29 homes in pending status, which is up a couple from the prior week, but down a bit from the high of 37 here 4 and 5 weeks ago. Median price and days on market for those pendings. You can kind of see where that is gone. We had a high actually 2 weeks ago at 710, and this last week dropped quite a bit down to 629,000. So a pretty significant drop in the median price from week to week here most recently. And then days on market, after having a low of 14 days to kind of begin the period here, it's been steadily rising for the most part. And this last week ended at 44 days of average market time now for the most recent 29 pendings in Wilsonville. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this together, showed we only had 2 homes last week go from pending to sold status in Wilsonville. So that's a low for the past 8 weeks here in terms of weekly closings. And when I look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity on kind of a weekly, week-by-week basis here, came in at 20. So there's been 20 closings in Wilsonville over the prior 4 weeks. It's been pretty steady, as you can kind of see throughout the period here. It hasn't deviated a lot. We had a low of 16 and a high of 22. Median sold price and days on market for the solds. We had a low of just under 600,000 here 8 weeks back, and then went clear up to 735,000 just a couple weeks later. Last bit of time now, it's been in the 600s. Kind of crept back up this last week to 688,000 was the most recent median sale price. And then days on market, after getting down to a pretty low number of about a week's worth of market time, the last 2 weeks now have clocked in at 19 days of average market time for the most recent 20 sales in Wilsonville. And then finally, to wrap up here, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and sale price as a percent of the original list price. So you can kind of see red bars is that weeks of inventory, and we kind of had a high, got up to a high of about a little over 13 weeks of inventory just about 6 weeks ago, and it's been falling from there with inventory kind of coming down on the supply side. So the past couple of weeks has been in around 9 to 10 weeks worth. This last week came at 9.6, so just about 9.5 weeks of inventory in Wilsonville currently. And then sale price as a percent of the original list price, we got up to just again about full asking price here about 6-7 weeks ago, and had dipped down to about 93% about 3 weeks back, and then the past couple weeks has been swinging back up here a bit again. This last week kind of clocked in at just about 95.5% roughly of the original asking price. So prices definitely have been under pressure, and but we're starting to see a little bit of a a pullback here on prices again. So we'll see if this trend continues or kind of where it goes, as we kind of get through the end of this year and into early next year. So hope that update has been helpful for you. As always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number is 503-680-2065. Always happy to answer questions or be of any help in any way. And again, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel yet on YouTube, I really encourage you to do that. It's a really great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local real estate market. So as always, I really appreciate you tuning in and watching. I hope you have a great day and week ahead. And I wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we will see you next year.